All right. Yesterday we covered basics about what your job will be as an officer, why these particular qualities are important, and in what quantity they require these qualities, and why they are important. And we saw a little more about how these qualities are relevant to the military forces, the four factors, and how 15 qualities are categorized into those four factors. Now we'll look at day one of SSB. What happens during day one? The screening test, if you are a repeater or even if you are a fresher who has given a serious thinking about SSB, you would have Googled about this, you would have asked some people who have attempted, and most of you would know what happens in the screening test. So today we'll try to understand the logic behind having these screening tests. So you all know about OIR, I'm assuming, Officer Intelligence Rating Test. So उसमें in the military, what does intelligence mean? Like in civilian context, you may think intelligence is maybe your IQ score, or maybe the marks you get in your exams, or the percentile or the rank that you get in some competitive exams, or in general, if there is any competition, how well you do. That in some sense gives how intelligent you are. But in the military, intelligent or intelligence means something different. So one stereotype which people have is armed forces don't need very high intelligence. They are anyway just there to do their job, follow orders, and get their tasks done. But that's a very wrong notion, because this job is as practical, as stressful, as jugadu intelligent as it gets. So in the military context, intelligence is being academically intelligent, which is for you to learn about your weapons, for you to learn about your human resources, for you to understand what is required for each mission, etc. Basic academic intelligence is very much required for you to understand the requirement of the job and act accordingly. Emotional intelligence is another kind of intelligence which is very important, especially in the military, because you will be handling high stake operations, high stake equipment. You will be controlling lives of people in your hands. So it requires a lot of uh, emotional control and emotional intelligence in that sense, because you will be handling a lot of rejection, failure, fear. These are different environments, right? This is not a simple life like a civilian life, right? So that intelligence is also checked for. And social intelligence is, again, yesterday we discussed about adaptability and how important it is for a person who wants to join the armed forces. So that in some sense is social intelligence, you being able to maneuver through different social situations and being able to influence people and get your job done. That a combination of academic, emotional, and social intelligence is very important. Although your regular textbook intelligence, that is your IQ, or the way you remember things, the way you answer your aptitude questions, even if that is average to above average, chal jayega. But these three kinds of intelligence should be at a fairly good level. So why is it important and why is it tested during stage 1 of SSB? You need to understand. And yeah, why screening tests happen? The purpose is because a lot of aspirants come and most of them are not prepared enough, or even the capacity of SSBs are limited. There are a number of obstacles on the GTO grounds. There are limited number of assessors, and because it is such a comprehensive testing procedure, 5 days, and they have to check each and every quality of a person in depth, it is highly unmanageable if there are, let's say, 100 200 people and everyone has to be tested. So obviously there has to be some filter on day one where only deserving candidates will be sent to stage 2, and they can invest their energy, their time onto those people, and then try to figure out who are good to be recommended. So yeah, the first reason is unmanageable numbers. Yesterday also I told there is a rise in the number of aspirants every year, and the infrastructure is limited. So that is the main reason. And obviously there are a few candidates who are not serious, who are not up to the mark. In day one itself, it is very clear that they have not come well prepared. And it is not judgmental, but it is evident that this person, even if you send him to stage 2 or send her to stage 2, will not get recommended because some basic qualities are already missing. So instead of wasting time for 5 days, it is better to save time for the system and for the candidate by filtering out on day one. That is the logic. And screening tests mainly focus on your cognitive strength. That is your basic intelligence, the three types of intelligence that I just told. And these are not some deep hereditary or psychological faculties which you have inherited. These are acquired with time. So screening is very much in your hands. Although in stage 2 there are few factors you can control and few factors you cannot control. Like yesterday I told you, there are a few qualities which are not very easily trainable. But screening tests are mostly in your hands because OIR is very easy to practice. PPDT tests very basic things like your imagination, your observation skills, your articulation, and how you bring together your thoughts and write a story, and basic confidence when you narrate, and overall your group behavior when you discuss and come to a common consensus. These are very basic things which any candidate can acquire with maybe 1 or 2 months of practice. So that much seriousness if you have, you should be able to practice and clear screening tests at least. Oh, that is the rationale behind having screening tests. The structure is OIR, as I just told, Officer Intelligence Rating Test. There are mainly 2 or 3 types of questions that come in OIR. Simple aptitude questions. You must have seen these kind of questions in all your competitive exams. If you are giving any placement interviews in colleges, you would have seen the first round is usually a intelligence or aptitude test. Or even if you are applying for a job, mostly the first filter is your basic intelligence test. OIR is in some sense a similar test where your verbal and non-verbal reasoning aptitude is checked. Problems like dice, relation, father, son, etc., alphabets and numbers, very, very simple aptitude examples. I'm just giving random examples that come to mind, but you all know what aptitude questions are. So a combination of these questions come, and there are 2 sets. First set of I don't remember the exact number of questions, but it's easy to figure out. You will have that info available in the public fora. So please go through that. And what is being checked throughout these OIR questions is your speed and accuracy. First thing, it is not very important for you to attempt all the questions. It is also not important for you to get all the questions that you attempt right, but you need to maximize both. You need to maximize the number of questions you attempt and also maximize your accuracy. That is the percentage of correct answers you get out of the number of attempts you make. And because there is no negative marking, my advice would be for you to attempt all. Take an educated guess. If you are not able to figure out the correct answer, at least eliminate 1 or 2 options and try to take a guess amongst the other options. And let's say you are running out of time and there are like 4 or 5 questions left, just take random guesses and hope that at least one of them turns out to be correct. But that is your last resort. वो स्टेज तक आना ही नहीं है. You should be practicing so well that you should be able to complete all the questions on time without guessing. So that should be your target. But if it doesn't happen, then you can use these kind of tricks to do some guesswork and try to maximize your score in the last minute. So speed and accuracy is that. Trainability indicator is if you are intelligent, if you have come prepared, if you are serious about SSB, then it shows in some sense that you are a person who is motivated enough, who has come with good amount of preparation, and that shows your potential to be trained as an officer. That is the simple logic of having OIR and PPDT on day one. And obviously your preparation, your practice, and you understanding the importance of these tests is very, very important. That is OIR. I'll do one thing after this session. I'll share some OIR sets. I have a collection of actual OIR sets that come in SSB, the DIPR sets, and a few other practice material which I have collected from different websites and different candidates. So I'll share them. Try to practice on your own. Discuss amongst each other. You can use the WhatsApp group to talk to each other and share your answers. This will improve only with practice. There is no other tip. Like people keep asking me, OIR improve, score improve करने के लिए क्या तरीका है? Practice is the only way. You try to solve as many different types of questions as possible, and every time you solve a new type of question, you will get that logic. And वो एक बार वो logic याद रख लिया तो similar questions if they come, you will be able to answer with confidence. So do that. Practice on a daily basis if possible, or at least 2 or 3 days a week. Dedicate to OIR, and do not lose out on getting screened in just because you didn't take the OIR test seriously. Oh, that is one thing you need to remember. Second, yeah, good Josh, buddy. You've seen this video till the end, and that already shows me that you have a spark in you. You can become a truly remarkable officer. If you want one on one personal guidance from me, you can always contact me and enroll yourself in my personal guidance program. And this is just the beginning. So keep your spirits high and watch all the remaining videos in this SSB Bro Mentorship Program series. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and make sure you learn and practice regularly. All the best to you. Jai Hind.